guys, well, first thing that we're gonna do is we are going to prep the tires. I'm very nitpicky on making realistic looking tires, and we're gonna start off by opening them, of course. And these tires from these older Tamiya kits are fantastic quality. Like, for the most part, they look pretty much done, but they're not. There's your axle, your little hubs. But what I am talking about is this mold line right here. These tires look really good. Like, they look like they've already been sanded or media blasted. So they look like real rubber. They're not like so shiny. And the cool thing about these tires are that each one is they're different. Like, all the tires, the back two are mirrored images of each other, and the front two are too. And the front are small, back are these big, wide, meaty things. It's going to be pretty neat. So we're going to clear that up, clean them all up real quick, and we'll move on to the next step. But usually, first thing I do is get a piece of sandpaper. I usually mess around with 600 grit, and we just start sanding, pulling it a little bit, piece by piece, and eventually you'll get there. Well, guys, now we got most of the mold line and everything off of it. These tires look great. They look like they're realistic now. They look like real nice, soft, high quality tires. So I'm pretty happy with that. And we're gonna go on to the next step. The next step that I have will be the body. So let's get ready for that. Okay, guys, now I'm going to talk about body prep. How I prep, get ready for the paint stage. Usually I'm not too worried about the body just yet, but I really do want to get this body prepped. I don't know, I'm really stressing about making this paint job perfect. Usually they come out pretty good, to my satisfactory, but I want this one perfect. So I want to have plenty of time. If something was to happen I didn't like, then I can go back and I could redo the paint or touch it up the way I want. This is a time build, so I'm trying to do everything according to the time schedule. Get this out here. So looking at this, these small parts might touch up. 1000 grit right there. It's very minor stuff. Like, Tamiya does awesome jobs on their mold lines for the majority of it. I have some little sanding files like these are fantastic. Flexifile, here's a 1500 grit, here's 3200 grit, and they work great. So normally I just go over looking detail where I could touch up that little piece right there. smooth around the window seal that I'm gonna be doing. Go around the bottom of here. Just get it perfect edge, like all the edges perfect. And it's hard to see, but actually the roof lines look near perfect for this. What I would do normally if it wasn't, I would get like a bowl or something like this, probably bigger enough to have the whole car be able to be submerged. And I would warm up water, put like warm water in it, not hot water, but warm water. And you could bend around the body and everything pretty easily. And once I get everything sanded, do a light sand. I'm probably gonna do a 3000 grit sand on all of it. Just get it prepped for primer so it would stick really well. You're gonna wanna primer all your stuff. For me, I primer everything except the little tiny parts. Like these, this primer right here is fantastic. This is my favorite primer. Doesn't matter if it comes out of an airbrush or anything. Out of all the primers I've ever used, this Tamiya Service Primer is fantastic. This is a gray. They make white, they make other different colors. They make like a pink color for reds and stuff. But I've had the best luck with this gray, and I'm really satisfied with it. I like how it shoots out of the can. I like just about everything to do with it. So we're gonna use this stuff. So let's get work on sanding it, and then we'll go ahead and shoot it. So before I actually get started, I forgot what I told you guys. Looking at some of these, I think all I'm gonna need actually is a 1000 grit. I'm gonna clean up some of these mold lines. That's actually not a line on the car, so we're gonna clean these up, clean up around the windows and stuff. And I'm gonna use that with a 1000 grit piece of sandpaper. I mean, this is pretty good. Like it's pretty new. So, and I'm gonna wet sand it. For all the people that don't know what wet sanding is, it's just literally you take your sandpaper, you dip it in warm soapy water. I put soap in there because it takes, like, just regular Dawn soap, because it takes the oils and stuff off the body. When you go prep for paint and stuff, or prep for your primer, it's always nice to wash your hands, make sure you're not oily, because you will fisheye a paint job. If you don't know what fisheyeing a paint job is, maybe you could look it up on Google or something, but it just destroys the paint job. So I always use, like, probably a dime size squirt of Dawn, and I do that for all my wet sanding, and it's pretty good. Like I do this so it adheres a lot better, the sanding part. If you don't do that, if you don't primer it, like all these lines right here, they'll specifically, like, they will show up. Like, it doesn't matter how much paint you have on it, it'll still show up. Primer your cars, people. Just do it. So let's get to work. Let's do it. Alright guys, well, just got done sanding everything. It's got dirty water on it. Usually I wipe it off clean with a paper towel, and then I'll go spray them. And that's that for right now. So I'll come back with the primered parts and talk about it. Well, hey guys, We're back after my first light coat of primer, and I love doing a light coat of primer because you could find out exactly all the flaws that you missed through sanding. So we're gonna address the problem factors like that. I didn't even see that mold line, but with a light coat of primer, that popped out so much, and I will be going back over that and sanding that. And it's just a bunch of little pieces I made, but the primer helps so much to find the flaws and everything where you missed. And I thought I did an excellent job, but like even here, man, there's so much I missed. So we're gonna have to go back over it with the, probably gonna be careful with the 600, and then we're gonna go back with 1,000, smooth it all out pretty even, and then we're gonna prime it again, and hopefully we'll get rid of all the lines, mold lines this time. But this is why I do a light coat first, and that's that. So stick around and we'll see you on the next episode, guys. Thanks.